Have you ever wondered if you can put 37-inch tires on your stock Rubicon Gladiator with no modifications and still enjoy taking it off-road? Come along today and find out.
So Bill tells me that he's tired of these things cluttering up our garage and that he really just wants to put them on and see how it goes.
Bill found these lightly used wheels and tires through Facebook Marketplace from Alpine Meadows Tire in Sugar Creek.
All right, that's the right spot.
You sure?
Yep.
Glad to hear it.
Although Bill really would have liked to get some more Cooper STT Pros, he was more than happy to find these Milestar Patagonia MTO2s. The original version of these tires had some problems with soft compound, but these ones looked like they had much better reviews.
Goodbye, 33.
Yes, take the one on top and put it on. Whatever's easiest to
I figured
reach.
you were gonna say the one on the bottom part.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Putting these wheels and tires on the Gladiator should have been simple, but that's when we realized we were missing something important.
These don't use it.
Great. That's encouraging.
It's mighty disappointing.
It's mighty disappointing.
Too big around here. Yeah, they hit the outside of the wheel rather than going in and hitting the lip where they need to be.
Okay.
Darn it, that's disappointing.
Having the wrong lug nuts was definitely disappointing, but it did give Bill an excuse to get out his other toy to drive up to get some new ones. Thankfully, our local store had exactly what we needed.
Wrong mounts.
Oh, yeah.
Then it was just about taking off all 4 of those old tires and putting on the new.
Got 4 right here.
And when that was done, Bill just had to find out whether this vehicle was level.
No, it doesn't look so bad.
That's kind of weird.
I must have put it on a pole or something. I did. It's just not level
That's
right
hysterical. So you're putting on a part that's not level, so you can't tell if it's
There.
actually level.
That's the
Okay, so that's the true one, which is it's not level, it's definitely leaning. It's up in the back.
Yep, there's your amount.
So that's where you need to have it. So you're going to have to do at least a leveling kit, if not a lift.
But a lift or a leveling kit just wasn't yet in the budget. But this little box was the next step. This is the Tazer Mini for the
It
Gladiator.
doesn't look anything like the Tazer that I'm used to seeing on a daily basis.
And no, of course
Completely
it's not
different
that
kind of
kind of Tazer. This little box helps
There it
you
is.
communicate with your Gladiator,
There you go.
so it knows, for example, that you're now driving on 37-inch tires.
Bigger.
To install this, you first have to remove this trim piece underneath the steering wheel.
It's just snapped in there and you have to pull really hard and it's going to go crack. That's what I hear.
And it's going to make me cringe because I'm going to feel like it's getting broken.
The guy in the video said, wow, this is a tight one.
Oh, there you go. That sounded normal.
Oh my goodness. I saw the plastic flex right there, scared me.
Next, you have to locate and remove the 2 connectors from this particular connection point. And don't expect it to be easy.
So it's like that.
See the little tab?
This part right here.
Yeah, push down like that. That's all you have to do.
Okay, so you have to push
And then
down
pull straight down.
on that and then pull it out.
And once you've managed that Tazer Mini is your new connection between those 2 connectors.
It's impossible to get them backwards.
Okay,
They're 2 different
size
sizes.
plugs. Good.
Yeah. We just took the gateway module out of the loop. That's what we just did.
Got it.
And gave it a new one.
Got it. 2 years out from now.
Bill then used zip ties to get those wires up and out of the way before reattaching that trim piece.
It's upside down.
That would be problematic if it's upside down. Was it?
Yep.
There you go. That does look like it makes more sense. So basically you just beat it back in place.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
In order to update the size of the tires, you first need to know exactly how tall they are. These may be 37s, but they're not always exactly 37 inches tall.
Yes.
So we're going to hit this button.
Yep, hit start button.
And then we're going to scroll down until we get the radio antenna.
Okay. So basically then you have to go until you get this little icon here. And make sure your phone's not hooked up to your vehicle, because otherwise you're not going to find the radio icon. So make sure you turn your radio to FM so you can actually find that. And so now you're pressing the left-hand arrow and the cancel at the same time. When you're doing this, you can't use your accessory position. You actually have to have it in the run position. If you don't, you will not find the other options when you're pressing that cancel and the left-hand arrow when you're on the radio setup. But when you do, you will finally find this thing that says Mary, and I'm assuming we need to select that. That didn't work. So it might be the OK button on the far side, or we just need to listen.
There it goes.
Marrying 2019. So now it's a countdown. Did you know you could get married in less than 20 seconds?
I did that once. It didn't work out.
Just once? So now after it's married, now you're supposed to hit the left and the cancel. Performance, that's what.
And that was this one?
Yes. Tire size, there you go. Tire size, so right there would make sense to me. 35.96.
Once we were done reprogramming that computer for 37-inch tires, or, well, 36 in this case, then the question became, where do you put your spare?
Something to prop that up.
The first thing we had to figure out is whether a 37-inch tire would fit in this spare tire area at all. Because the distance between the back bumper and the track bar,
The next
why,
thing is
it's
whether we
only
can remove the
37
center
inches.
cap.
Are these real, or are they just fake? Because they're fake on there.
And then we had to remove the center cap so that it would fit on the pulley. Before we tried this, we talked to several different people who have Gladiators with 37-inch tires. And several of them said, well, you just can't fit it there. It's not going to work. So they either carry it in the bed or they don't carry one at all. But then Bill talked to one more person that we had met who suggested, well, you can fit it there just fine as long as you let a bunch of air out. As long as you carry an onboard compressor like we do, that's no problem. Thanks, Robert, for the tip. Putting a 37-inch tire in this particular spare tire area only allowed for a fraction of an inch between that tire and the track bar. But Bill thinks it's just enough.
What I'm looking at is whether... Oh, it barely clears that track bar.
Yeah, clearance is clearance. That's my opinion.
It's like maybe a third of an inch.
Yeah, I can see where this might rub sometimes,
Right.
but I don't know that it's going to be a horrible deal. We'll just have to try it and see.
Famous last words. Is that exactly what you're telling me right now? It's not going to be a problem?
Maybe.
That's very definitive. What do you think? You think we're going somewhere? We're just hanging out right here in the driveway.
And then all that was left to do was take that vehicle out and test drive it. Those 37s, they operated great on the regular road. But what about obstacles? What about off-camber? What about those flexi parts that everybody wants to drive through? Could we still enjoy driving this off-road? Or were we going to have to immediately add a leveling kit or part those fenders? And yes, we know that this Powerline trail, it's not much of an obstacle, but we had to start somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear anything.
No, I haven't heard anything
But
either.
turning would be a problem.
Yeah, because you're up against, well, you've got, I can get my fingers in between. Well, then you got the back over here. Looks like it's got more room in the back. Yeah, that's nice. But here, I think I can get my hand through. Yeah, it's not touching here. You've actually got more room. You got plenty of room now.
I can feel the lugs go clunk, 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 just real slight.
Okay, so rub right there.
So can you put 37-inch tires on your stock Rubicon Gladiator without any other modifications and still enjoy taking this off-road? Well, you definitely need to be careful of your turning radius. Otherwise, you're bound to end up with an involuntary fender delete. But if you want to know whether this can handle the typical obstacles you're going to find on a level 4 or 5 trail, you're just going to have to come back for the next couple of weeks, because we're taking Helios on our new 37-inch shoes down to Kentucky to drive some more of the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway, including the new Southwest expansion. I hope you'll come back and join us then. But in the meantime, go out and find your own adventure.